Hey everybody, once again, Danny Oliver here for another one of our Prelude sessions. We've got Roland. He was so pumped up from the last one, he just decided he needed to turn right around and immediately go again, forcing me to jump through my hoop to get something together exactly how I wanted to get it and make a new map and find some images and all that good stuff that kind of goes with running one of these Preludes. Uh, as you know, I am Rem Alternus Cadre and writer. Roland here, he is joining us again. He's from Seattle and he, does stuff, special secret stuff. Um, anyway, so yeah, when we left off during the last prelude, um, Aegis Ing and several individuals, including Ken Wajung and Intan Che, a bunch of porters, and then his companions Tawasu and Chiang. They were investigating a sort of a ruined temple site that there were some anomalies that were occurring, like a blue light uh, in the horizon. And so yeah, they found this sort of opened temple that had been lost beneath. So whenever maybe those ruins were explored above, no one ever found this sort of lower part. But it had been opened up. It was hidden. The walls had crumbled behind a waterfall, and so they went inside and they found what was actually a temple of some sort. To who they weren't sure. They sort of wandered around. They learned a few things about maybe what the temple's purpose was. They got some names of some ancient beings or people that perhaps were worshipped in this temple. As they were kind of cruising around, actually, they stumbled upon, or rather, Aegis purposefully kind of just tugged on some stuff because he suspected that there was a door, that one of these statues was actually a secret door, and so he kind of pulled on this candelabra, and that was a triggering mechanism that opened that door. And inside, they found a source of blue light and a sort of sarcophagus. As they entered and were checking things out, the lid of the sarcophagus sort of disintegrated away, and a sort of diaphanous, ephemeral woman started kind of pulling herself out. She seemed very weak. She came out. She stood for a moment. She sort of was solidifying, and then she stumbled and fell. Aegis rushed forward to catch her, ever the gentleman. And as they were trying to figure out what was going on, Chiang kind of stepped into the room. She had just suffered a very debilitating and deadly wound. Turns out that Tawasu, for reasons unknown at the time, had attacked her and was then attempting to attack and kill the rest of the party. Aegis managed to fend him off, and turned out that Kenwa actually knew some wizard spells, and between the two of them, they chased Tawasu away. Unfortunately, that fight took long enough that Aegis wasn't able to tend to Chiangan's wounds, and so she uh, passed from that. As Aegis was sitting there, sort of sad about this companion that he had grown to know and befriend over the course of his travels, the woman actually kind of moved in and through some sort of miraculous feat was able to bring Chiang back to life, fully resurrected and restored. That sort of ended our session there. What has happened since is that they have discovered that this woman, Nipoe, is, for all intents and purposes, a goddess, a deity of some sort. And through the miracle of raising Chiang from the dead, both Aegis and Chiang have become followers, acolytes, if you will, of this being, this person. So, uh, Roland, why don't you tell us a little bit about sort of that, how that mindset, how that turned Aegis, because he's a logic guy, he's a science guy. He saw something crazy, and now he's taken a level of cleric, actually.
I think that I mean, he is still pretty skeptical, even though he's seen things. He's still trying to find like, the explanation for it. You know what I mean? That being said, over this time, it's been several months. More things are materializing. He's finding that he has been given blessings and stuff like that. He's able to do some things. So I think he's on the fence there. I'm not sure what his true like feelings are on it yet. I think that he's like still questioning it. He's probably having a lot of conversations with Nipoe, like questioning like what even is this? You know what I mean? He's also asking Chiang like, oh, what's your take on it? You know what I mean?
Right.
There's probably a lot of uncertainty still, but at this point, probably a little bit more acceptance because he's seeing things happening on a regular basis that he can't explain.
Right. And Chiang, for her part, she is if there was Kool-Aid to be drunk, she has drank that Kool-Aid. Um the she died and she was restored back to life. And so beyond all that, she has decided to kind of devote herself to this person who she owes her life to, basically. And so the two of you, so she is more willing to accept. She doesn't have the academic upbringing that Aegis had, the one where it's all about the science and the logic. Like she does have more of a spiritual bent to begin with, and so it was easier for her to fall into it and um to really kind of buy into all of that with a vigorous intensity, if you will. So yeah, the two of you, however, have been trying to find Tawasu, and through the last like 2 months or so, you've made your way to the southeast of Chaitwating, to the harbor of Beiwikiph, which is a very large city. It's a port city, and it's a sort of a hub towards Ineland, and also to the south to Istapanur, and also the waters of the various Meshprezu orc pirate fleets that operate out of there. And so the Meshprezu often come and dock here in Beiwikiph. Um, so you arrived here through various clues, various searchings. The most telling one is a tattoo that you had seen on Tawasu's arm, his left forearm on the inside of a gutted fish, and someone had said that that's a tattoo they had seen in Bigwikipu, and so that's why you have arrived. Uh, Chiangan has a friend in Beiwikip that she wants to speak to and see if maybe he can kind of point you in the right direction. And so that's where we start our story, at that location, at that house, as Chiangan is speaking to her friend, and Aegis stands out on the street, waiting to see what it is that she discovers. The city has quite the pungent scent. Um, a combination of the burning fuel sources such as coal or oil that are burning in various places throughout the city, mixes with the polluted waters of the harbor, the that sort of rotting fish smell that kind of comes up off the water, the very salty uh, rotting fish smell. Also just sort of the smells on the street too, right? The alleys. It's not the cleanest city. There's a lot of sort of blah blah blah. Ah, 3, 2, 1. There's a lot of poverty in the streets of Bewikipu. And so that kind of brings its own sort of scent. The alleys are disgusting and covered with detritus and other uh, dirty and disgusting things. There are places where sewage is backed up. It is not the most pleasant place to be or live. Um, there are, of course, some nicer quarters of Beiwikippu where the wealthy and well-to-do stay, but in most of the port and most of the areas, it's not a pleasant city to be in. The people that are passing by, uh, they either seem to have a rapid intent. They're moving quickly from place to place. They have something they have to do, and they're all about the business of it. Uh, or they're completely aimless and lost, and they're shuffling around slowly, just sort of wallowing in sort of the misery of the city. The there are stalls of vendors, mostly food vendors, cheap sort of food that's quickly made, and a few stores, a few doors that are open to the public with signs that indicate that they're selling something, maybe a general store or um, other sundry goods and the like. What's uh what's Aegis's sort of reaction, or how is he responding to all of this?
Um, he's just kind of in the location that they're at right now. He's just kind of in his own little world, fumbling through his packs and stuff, trying to see how many rations he's got left. A little self-absorbed. Um, Once in a while, he kind of like sniffs the air, looks around in his surroundings, and then goes back to fidgeting with his stuff as he waits for her to come out.
Okay. So with that, let's go ahead and have you make a quick perception test, um, but with disadvantage because you're kind of absorbed in what you're doing.
My normal rolls are kind of at a disadvantage.
Oh, got a pair of sixes.
On
Pair of
brand.
sixes
On brand.
that give you a nine. So yeah, you just kind of sitting, you're going through your bag, looking at stuff, um, and yeah, it's just kind of the city is there. You've kind of tucked up next to the building as you wait for Chiang, um, just kind of keeping out of the middle of the thoroughfare. Several minutes pass, and the door opens, and Chiang steps out.
Man, I knew I bought 2 more vials of this sauce. I
Oh,
swear I packaged at least 2 more vials of sauce.
Aegis.
Huh? Yes?
Uh, Um, so I think I think we have a lead.
Excellent.
Yes. So my friend says that the gutted fish tattoo, um, that is the symbol of the Kipchuna Kenur, which that's the rotting fish. It's a thieves guild in Beiwikippu. Um, so we there's a tavern that they can often be found at, various members. Um, we would be walking into literally a den of thieves.
Well, by your lead then. I don't know any people that are thieves. I don't know anybody in that ilk. I'm just going to be following behind you.
Well, um, they're not really the people I frequented with either, but um, yes, it's this way. With that, she kind of pulls up her hood. You guys have been traveling sort of darkened cloaks as you move around the city, not trying to appear ostentatious or present any sort of wealth.
And
Um,
Aegis fails. Like he doesn't look. He looks like somebody trying to look the part.
yes. Chiangan is a little more natural. She has rubbed shoulders with sort of the rougher parts of the world, and I mean, she's got friends in Beiwikippu, so obviously she's been here and she knows her way around. Um, she's got her naginata. She's kind of just using it as a bit of a staff as she is traveling with you, and you walk through the streets. Um, has Aegis been to big cities before besides this? Any of the other cities in Chaitawating?
possibly the capital, but absolutely not very well traveled.
Okay, so the capital is being the capital. I mean, it has its sort of poorer sections, uh, but it's the whole city is much nicer and much cleaner than this, especially as you get into the middle, the merchant sections, and then the where the university is, or where the wealthy people reside, and then
And
of course the
and
government area.
Hulasanzo is not a it's more of kind of like a rurally poor area, the town where he comes from. So
Right,
he's used to some level of poverty, but not like urban poverty.
right, right. So yeah, so it's, I mean, there are children kind of running around half naked, some are begging on the streets. There's of course your adult panhandlers. Um, you know, a door opens and someone gets like thrown out of a building and sprawling into the sort of shit and dirt that are in front of of that particular building as he's kicked out. Um, this is a rough city, and this appears to be a rough part of that rough city as you move further through the streets. Eventually, coming before a tavern. Um, Looking up the name of the tavern, the sign has been broken in half, and whatever the name of the tavern is, it's gone. You see like the symbols for like the end of the word tavern, right? Um, and then there's the kind of hanging sign underneath. It's got uh, just sort of an imprint, a wood embossing of uh, a tankard and some food and the like. Chiang looks back. So this is it. We'll.
Do do I look like I'm going to be okay in there?
I feel like you can handle yourself if it came to that. I don't know.
I guess we don't have a choice.
Someone in here knows where to find Towasu. Now, let's go in.
He kind of takes his glasses off real quick and makes sure the lenses are clean. Um, Tucks his pockets in, make sure all his things are in order. Make sure that the zips on his ties and zips on his bags are tight, and then they heads in afterwards.
All right, so you head in, following after Chiangan. She kind of maneuvers through the crowd. It's not super crowded, but it is busy. There's a lot of folks in here. Um, there's a lot of dangerous looking people. And go ahead and give me that perception check again as you're approaching the bar.
Love to.
You don't have disadvantage on this one. Hey, look at that.
That's
Look at
called
that.
fear. He's
Oh, yeah.
he's afraid.
Eyes are like saucers.
Just like
Just
overlooking at everything.
like, that guy's got a knife. Yes, he's eating a steak. But but no, that is like, you know, you do see that, and you see like there are people, and you notice that tattoo, that same fish, gutted fish tattoo on several individuals in this place, mostly congregated together. So like one table has three guys sitting at it. They're playing a game of cards. There's a few guys that are just kind of in dark corners, just leaning against the wall, just looking over the room. As you approach the bar, the bartender kind of sidles up and gives you two a once over, and especially looks at you and is, "You lost or something?"
Give me a beer, stranger.
Chiangan kind of looks at you, looks back at him. Two, please.
Puffs
he
his
uh
chest.
yeah, he turns and pours the beers and turns around and uh, that's 7 coppers.
Oh, I have it. I got it.
So you reach down to where your coin purse was, and you realize that you don't got it. Um, and and actually that the little pouch there that you kept some of your coinage in is gone at this point. that it has been pilfered from you somewhere on the journey through the streets. As you're kind of
I'm missing my coin.
Chiang kind of smiles, and she reaches into her own coin pouch and produces the coppers and slides them over, along with a silver piece. The
He's
bartender
looking
looks
all over the floor like he maybe
like
dropped
he
it.
dropped it. Hey, has anyone seen? No. I lost all my coins, so don't rob me, because it's pointless.
I had maybe about like 20 gold. No.
I don't anymore. All right. Yeah. So she slides a silver over, and he looks down. And he kind of pulls it all aside. So what brings you into the tavern tonight?
I look at Chiang.
She's kind of leans in and says, "The Kipchuna Kenur, they frequent here, yes?" His eyes sort of kind of scan over the crowd, and then he just kind of gives a, "What of it?"
We are looking for a man. He's rather thin, not very tall. His hair is greasy and matted. He is wearing loose clothing, and he has a tattoo of a gutted fish on his forearm.
You've just described half the people in here.
He has an annoying habit of flicking his knives around.
That cuts half of them out.
I bury my face in the mug.
Is there perhaps someone else we could speak to that would be more open to discussing this with us? The bartender looks and, oh, you might try Delus. Over there. There's 3 men sitting. He points, and it's the 3 guys that are playing cards. They're sitting there at the table. Drinks, cards, looking rugged and rough, like they could probably stab you a couple of times before you even knew what was going on. Chiang looks over to Aegis. Shall we?
Just nod kind of nervously.
She slides another silver piece across the table and says, "Can you bring around to the table as we head over?" All right, I'll get on that. With that, you turn. As you take a step forward, she kind of puts a hand on your arm and just pulls you back. And then the 2 of you wait until you see actually one of the serving maids bringing a platter around with three mugs on it. She sets them down, points in your direction. They all kind of look over towards you. Let's go. And then the 2 of you walk to the table. Again, she kind of takes a quick glance over the table at some of the coins that are sitting there. It's mostly coppers, some silvers, and then she just kind of opens her pouch, and she sets a gold coin down on the table, and looks to you and says, "If we might join you for a few hands." "Oh yes, you can join us. Please have a seat." She sits down. She pulls up a chair from another table.
Kind of, yeah. I'll sit down. I'll squeeze my bag in between the table and my legs, like on my lap awkwardly. But yeah,
Awkward.
I'll take a seat, and he starts like studying the game at the table. What game? What is the game?
Oh, it's a little bit of Go. It's a sort of a matching card game that you have a hand. There's a spread, and then you're supposed to find certain matches, and at the end, those matches are scored. Um, it's a little bit more complex than that. It's not Old Maid or something, but that's the general premise of it. Um, and the score, whoever wins the score kind of gets the pot. Sometimes the pot gets divided if someone has something, certain cards or what have you. But yeah, everyone sort of antes in and then kind of plays through the rounds. A lot of times, so when you get the spread and you get your cards, you kind of like see see what's going on, and you can like raise your ante in and kind of force people out of the hand. Sometimes, a little bit similar to poker that way. But you could be bluffing, right? The gold coin is kind of taken by the guy with the biggest pot so far, and he kind of counts out several silvers and several coppers and slides them over to her, basically changing out her coin. Make a investigate or make a perception test. Actually, it's uh, you feel like the money that he's sliding back over is less than the sum of a gold coin. If Chiang notices, she doesn't say anything. And then she just kind of sort of splits that, which she gets, between you and her.
I think you owe us a little more, sir.
He kind of looks over. Oh, do you? Don't you know there's a 10% money changing fee at this table?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. And he kind of looks over at his friends, and they kind of. And with that, you do play a couple of hands of this card game. So go ahead, and if you have playing cards as a proficiency, or one of your skills, which you don't, go ahead and just sort of give us that wisdom saving throw, just to see if, like, intuitively you can kind of get into this game. And I'm going to roll that along with. Wow. Okay, so you get a 20 on your. Oh, I said saving throw, but it doesn't matter. You got a 20. 20 plus your wisdom is 23. Yeah, you are able to actually win that first hand. You've not played this game a lot, but it is a popular game kind of throughout Chai Tuating. So you're familiar with it at least enough uh, to kind of get the rules and everything. And you actually win the first hand.
Was that a
They
win?
all kind of work.
Is that
Mhm.
considered a win? Oh, I must be pretty good at this game.
They kind of grumble, but it definitely was a very solid draw that you kind of pulled out of there. Chi kind of smiles lightly and nods, and then you guys, you play a few more hands, and kind of money comes back and forth, but you're doing all right for yourself, all things considered. Um, where are you from? Your accent sounds northern.
From Hulsenso in Chaituating.
Uh, Never heard of it.
How can you not? It's the hub to the main capital.
Yeah, yeah, never heard of it. Hmm.
They
Well,
have a very popular dish. It's a grilled fish with a bit of miso grind on top of it, served on rice. Everyone from the docks to the main capital has had Hulsenso bake.
the Hulsenso bake. There's a festival every year where we have the fish bake from the rivers. We pull the fish, and this is how lore is created. um, yeah. So he kind of looks and is like, and then the other guy kind of looks and is like, Who's in fish? Come on. Oh, who's in fish? That's who said that makes sense, huh? Who sent so who? I mean, who cares about the town? So, but who's in fish? We know who's in fish. Um, we make it with ocean fish here, but same principle, I guess. Well, in any case, what brings you southeast into Beiwikiph?
We are looking for a companion of ours. His name. Oh, I blanked out.
Kawasu.
His name is Toasu. Does that name familiar to you?
Make an insight check, and I will also make one for Chiang. Um, as they kind of glance back at each other. Oh, the other guy looks over and he says, "Is that's that guy that owes you money?" No, no, that I don't. No, that's I. I can't say that. I can't say that name rings a bell. Um, uh, the way they looked at each other, you get a sense that very much they know who you're talking about. Like there was definitely that flash of recognition, um, and kind of they're not really super hiding it. They're just kind of playing dumb, and that's it's pretty transparent.
Are you sure? He has a tattoo on the back of his neck that goes down his back, I would assume. I've never seen the whole thing. You seem like you might know who he is, but you're playing dumb.
Oh, are you calling me dumb? Oh, no, no, no. I'm sure it's fine. Um, he's not calling you dumb. He's calling us dumb.
Well,
Oh,
I didn't say that you were dumb per se. If I was going to call you dumb, I would just tell you that you are stupid. But you seem like you're playing ignorant.
uh, what?
See?
This time he's not playing. You kind of seem to have lost him. The other guy looks forward and says, "So, who is this Toasu to you?"
He is a companion of ours from the north. He got away from us and we are trying to locate him. We're worried.
Make a deception test. All right. You're pushed to talk.
I know.
Okay, so you got a 10 on your deception test. Um, what is their insight say about that? They got an 11 on the insight test. All right, so they just kind of smile and laugh, and then let me try something real quick. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, they're just kind of sitting. They're they've kind of dealt another hand of cards, and the third guy's just kind of sitting there, just quietly playing. He doesn't say much at all. The other two are taking up most of the conversation, especially the guy with the nasally voice. So, you're looking for Towasu. You've uh, managed to track him this far, but uh, what is there perhaps a finder's fee for locating him? Hmm?
uh, I look at Chiang. No?
Oh well, that's a shame. I could have put feelers on the street if you had any coin to spare beside the pot you're picking up. That said, um, I'm sorry. I don't believe we can assist you in this. Yeah, we don't know Tawasu
I mean,
at all.
you clearly do.
I don't.
You clearly
I've
do.
never met him before.
I mean,
He,
change the intonation in your voice.
he's never been in here.
Do,
That's enough. That's quite. They understand. They get it. They get it. He's not here. We don't know him. But um, it looks like you've won enough of my money for me to bow out for the evening, and the that pot is yours. Congratulations. Well done. We shall adjourn for the evening. A good eve to you. He stands, and the other fellow also. They kind of rise, and they start sort of moving out of the inn. The third guy is sitting there quietly, just watches them go. Shrugs. He kind of stands up and he moves over to another group of folks after they've gathered their money. Moves over to another group of people. Again, you see that same gutted fish tattoo. And the two men that you were talking that were taking up most of the conversation, they do leave the inn. Chiang looks over to you. Well, that went better than expected.
they're blatantly lying.
Yes, but we know we're close. Perhaps we follow them.
I want to, yeah, I want to keep my eyes on them and see where they're walking.
Okay, so they actually exited the tavern. So the two of you stand. You gather the coins, and she drops hers into a pouch, and then she drops the rest into another pouch, and she just hands it to you, and just in case you need to pay for something. Let's go. And you start walking out. You step out into the street, and you kind of look up and down both directions, and you actually don't see the two men. They seem to have disappeared completely. As you're waiting, the door opens behind you, and you see the other guy, the third guy that was there. Hey, over here, come.
Yes.
This way. And he kind of ducks into an alleyway. Chiang kind of tightens her grip on the Naginata, and she follows behind. Um, so I know where you can find Tawasu.
Well, go ahead, out with it.
Um, what's in it for me?
I just reach into the pouch and I pull out a gold.
Okay. So you pay him a coin, and he pockets it away. Yeah. So he was gone for a while, so I guess he must have been traveling with you guys. But he likes to spend his nights at the Rumiang. Uh, Rumiang is just a word for arena. Um, and Chiangan kind of looks over and says, "The Rumiang? Yeah, yes. There's uh, uh, and he sort of kind of gives you directions. Head towards the dock, and then if you follow along the dock heading sort of east, um, eventually you'll see there's a street sign. He gives you the name of the streets. You'll go inland from there, and it's like the fourth sort of building on the right hand side. It's an apartment, but you'll be going down below. Just he tells you to ask for the Rumiang, and they'll pretty much let you in, unless there's some reason not to. But don't. He's been acting strangely, uh, and he's got several members of of the Kenul are kind of flocking under his sort of banner. I think he may be trying to overtake the bosses, but so maybe it would be best if he was found. So good luck with that. And with that, he kind of dips deeper into the alley, and you lose sight of him.
Bitaru.
So, the Rumiang?
Let's go. Nipoe, if there was ever a time to show yourself, this would be it.
You head to the docks and make that left, and travel for quite some time, maybe about 10 minutes actually, before you see the sign that was mentioned, making that left turn again away from the docks. You find the building, and there is definitely a lot going on. There's definitely the building looks like a sort of a tenement building where people live, but the amount of traffic going in and out, it can't be like these are all residents who are just like milling around and moving back and forth through here. So you head inside and find a individual kind of standing in front of a door that leads to a staircase going down.
Taido, friend. How goes your evening?
I'm here.
Are you just hanging around?
What do you want?
We are looking for the Rumyang.
He looks you both over. He kind of eyes the Naginata for a minute, and then finally he shrugs and stands aside. You descend into the basement of this building, and I'm going to go ahead in a moment here and bring up a map for you to see. Yes, so here is the map that I'm sharing. I'm not going to put you guys in the map because we're not doing anything super tactical yet, and I don't really need. It's a small enough area that that we don't need to show where exactly you're at. So you head down the stairs, and the first thing you notice as you enter on the right hand side is a little sort of vestibule where a couple of rough looking men are sitting in seats, and they just kind of watch as you walk in, and you realize they're just kind of marking you, right? Just seeing exactly who you are. Uh, as you enter in, it's definitely a loud and raucous place. I haven't put tokens in to represent everybody that's in there, but more just to represent where maybe different groups are. So there's a lot going on. There is a ring as you enter this main room. It looks like a dining area, and to the left you see a sort of a raised square, and there's two individuals just kind of slugging it out there. There's a half orc and a dragonborn actually. That are up there having sort of fisticuffs. You can tell there's a lot of betting and gambling going on. There's a lot of noise. There's looks like there's other fighters. You see some guys that have like their noses bleeding, but they're already up there like jumping up and down. From the back, there are men and women kind of moving in and out of there with food and drinks. And yeah, that's the scene.
I'm walking through with that same fake chest puffed out uh what's the word I'm looking for? Posture. Yeah. Full of bravado as I walk through.
Chiang follows kind of behind you, just looking around, trying to get an idea of what is going on in here. Is there any particular part of this area you want to move to, or?
I think I probably just want to grab a table that's kind of out of the way, but that can kind of see the whole room for the most part.
Right. So yeah, there's the table that's right there as you come out to the left that seems to be empty. You're able to move the seats to sit kind of where you need to. Um, and looking over, there's definitely, like I said, there's a lot of people in here. The atmosphere is really sort of raucous and chaotic. Make a perception test as you're sort of looking around the room to see maybe any signs of who you're looking for. All right. Um, so the tavern before had a lot of people with that sort of gutted fish tattoo. Um, it's a favorite tavern of that particular thieves guild. In here, you don't see that on everybody, but there are a couple of people sort of in the crowd near the arena that that you do see that mark on. Um,
Look, Chiang, some of those men have the gutted fish tattoo.
well, maybe they'll know where our Tawasu is. Um, do you want to move up there and ask them?
Not really, but I suppose we have no choice.
All right. She gets up at that point, and kind of starts moving in that direction. Posts up at the corner to kind of, if something goes wrong or just kind of get a better view of what's going on, as she kind of nods for you to go up and try to talk to the guys.
Okay, I'll go over.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, get him, punch him in the face. No, the other, no.
Yes, use your forehead. Am I right? Bite, bite him. Bite off his ear.
He just the guy looks at you again, and then he just kind of sidles, a couple of steps to the right, and then he just starts yelling again. Yeah, come on, I got 5 gold on you.
That's an interesting tattoo you have there on your arm. I've seen it before.
He immediately kind of stops and looks over, and then he looks around real quick. Looks like he's sort of taking a mark of what's going on in the room. Make a persuasion test. You're not really persuading him of anything, but I think that's just the closest thing to not spooking him. Okay. He kind of steps back at that point, a little bit away from the ring. What of it?
I don't mean to alarm you. Just one of my best friends has the same tattoo.
Oh, and who would that be?
I don't know if you would know him. He's not from this area.
No. Oh.
No, just some guy named Tawasu. I don't know if you would know who that is.
Oh no. Tawasu, I never heard of him. Make that insight check. So he kind of like he says that, and you kind of you're looking for any sign, and just there is nothing. There's no hint of recognition or anything. He just kind of says, um, well, yeah, it's common tattoo here. So probably a lot of folks have it. Um, but yeah, so anyway, I got 5 gold on this, and he kind of steps back up towards the ring, and he starts cheering again. And shortly afterwards, the fight finishes as the half orc kind of gets kind of knocks the dragonborn in the gut, which kind of doubles him over, and then she follows up with an uppercut into the chin, and it just lays him out flat. And then she turns and she just kind of flexes like, "Rah, what?" And everyone's cheering. The guy, he like moves through the crowd towards another dude that's got towards another fellow that's got a big coin pouch, and he's kind of giving out gold to certain people as they give him a ticket. And he reads over it, and then he gives them a payout for whatever betting they've done. Um,
Kind of make eye contact with. Oh, sorry, I'm hearing myself, so it made me pause. I make eye contact with Chiang, and I kind of make her like look looking at them, look their way.
yeah, she nods and she kind of uh, as you're doing that, you do notice that the fellow that took the bet, he takes his coin and he starts moving fairly directly towards the back of the establishment.
I'm kind of like clapping along with the victory, and I'm kind of like just watching him wherever he's headed.
Yeah, so he steps back where only like the servers were moving in and out. As he moves back there, you see him kind of look towards you, and you actually catch eye contact. And as soon as he notices you see him, he turns quickly and then ducks away.
I make the same eye contact with Chiang, like.
And with
Yeah.
that, she follows you into this back area. So let's reveal the back area. And this time I will put some stuff down. Um, as you enter into this kitchen area, uh, there's a couple of people back there, and one of them looks over and is like, "Hey, you get out of here! This is the kitchen!" But as he's yelling that, you notice sort of the disappearing around the corner to the left is you barely kind of catch the guy as he's turning that way.
I was just wondering if you happen to make zenso bake here.
They are certain you need to leave. Yeah, they're just kind of saying, "No, no, get out, get out!" And then like from behind you, someone kind of shoves you out of the way to like because they're trying to move through the opening here. Um,
I was under the impression that this was an establishment that sold senso bake, and I've been trying to find some in this city for a while, and I couldn't find any. They told me this would be the place to find it, and as I'm like kind of just talking a lot, I'm like slowly like walking, putting my back towards where we kind of want to go.
okay. Yeah, so you're moving in that direction. As you do so, you hear sort of a clattering behind you as you notice your friend Towasu coming out of this back room. Let's embiggen him. All right, so he's coming out. He's kind of flanked in front and back by well, in front of him is the guy that you saw before that actually ran back here. And behind him is another individual as they're both stepping out of this back room.
He's there, Chiangon.
She steps up and he looks over and goes, "Well, I thought you were dead." Guess I won't make the same mistake this time. And with that, go ahead and roll me an initiative. And I'll roll for them. Okay. So, Aegis, you are first.
What do I want to do? Wait. Sorry. Wait. Let me. Oh, I see. Okay. Let me just get my map where I want it. I'm gonna. The guy in the middle is. Oh, never mind. I see there's a name label. Okay. I'll move up. Actually, I'll go right there. You can't run again, Toasu. You will have to answer to us. And I will pull out my shield and I'll take the dodge action.
Okay. So with that, you are going to take the dodge action. This individual moves up. He looks back, and Tawasu says, "Yes, kill them." Chiang has moved kind of up behind you on her turn. So this first thug kind of moves up, and he is going to attack you with his club. Roll the dice. A 9 does not hit. Now, when you took the dodge action, did you actually put the dodge effect on yourself?
Oh, I didn't. Here, let me.
All right. Second fellow, he kind of moves up, but he's not sure what to do at this point because it's fairly narrow and he can't move through. Tawasu, on the other hand, is going to pull out a throwing knife and throw it at you there in the front. All right, so he hits. He got at 18 anyway. Doing I'm going to say that's 5 actually because it's a dagger and it's doing a 1d6 instead of a 1d4. All right, so 5 points of damage.
Okay.
As he hits you, it kind of scores across your arm. That brings us back to the top of the initiative. What is your action?
Chiang just came up. Her action was just to come up behind me.
She came up behind you because she can't move into the hallway.
Okay. Bonus action. I will cast. Actually, well, let me do this. He says, Nipoe, defend me, and I accidentally cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. So yeah, you cast Shield of Faith, and and sort of this light bursts out as you say that, and sort of you feel this like radiance exude from you as the shield takes effect. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and under your Actions tab, where it says Shield of Faith, you're going to expand that and go ahead and hit that effect button, and that is going to place that. It should place it on you. Did it? No, because you didn't target it. So
Yeah,
okay,
it doesn't need a target.
yeah. So let's just.
Can I just drag? Can I
Oh,
just drag it onto myself?
you can drag it onto your token as well. Yep. There you go. So now that AC has increased by 2. It is a concentration spell. All of that is worked in. So.
That was my bonus action.
Mhm.
I will then, as I'm kind of bearing my shield, I am gonna bump. He like is kind of fumbling for his mace to try to like draw it, and he accidentally hits his shield, and that will be him for the first time casting Toll the Dead.
Okay, so casting Toll the Dead. It is. So you've got a 1d8 and 1d12. This guy has not been hit before, so you're going to target him, or you can just drag the saving throw onto the token. All right, so it has him roll his wisdom saving throw. He gets a 14. The DC is 13. That's your DC. So he succeeds, and nothing happens in this particular case. That was your action. Are you going to move?
She can't get by, huh? Without me moving, right?
She cannot get by.
Yeah, I'll just slide down out of the way.
All right, so you slide down out of the way. That does not provoke an attack of opportunity. However, on her turn, you see a Naginata is a reach weapon. And so she can attack up to 10 feet away. So she kind of spins that glaive back and then just brings it in an overhand slice at this first fellow. Let's find out what happens. Oh, she did not hit him. Got excited that and the blade comes whistling down and clangs hard into the ground, and she actually has to take a second to kind of pull it up. With that, she also uses a bonus action to cast her own Shield of Faith. Let's go back to her real quick. Undo, target, and Shield of Faith. All right, so that leaves her with one spell left for the day. And the thug, this guy moves in and attacks Chiang. Hits, actually, doing some bludgeoning damage, and that drops her shield actually because she failed her concentration check. So that's an unfortunate side effect of that. The second fellow, he is actually going to move up and through. You do get to take an attack of opportunity against him as he moves up. So
I am not going to. I'm going to save my reaction.
Okay. With that, he is also going to attack Chiang. And since he's got pack tactics, he is going to roll with advantage.
I will. Darn it. Do I want to do this now?
He misses. You can decide after it's after we know.
Okay. No, then that's fine.
So he misses as Tawasu moves in and tries to stab at you around the corner. And since he's got someone within 5 feet of you, this will be a sneak attack. Oh, shit. That is unfortunate for him to get that critical on you.
I can't see the roll. I don't know if I was supposed to or not, but I can't see it on my side.
Shit. I didn't actually target on you, so I'm going to have to actually roll it. So that was a critical, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll the damage for it, but
yeah, ouch.
Yeah. Oh, down you go. 17. So the way we do criticals here in Light Clockwork is that when you get hit with a critical with critical damage, it's gonna double up the dice, and the original roll is gonna actually be max. So that it does the max damage, and then it does the additional dice. So that was quite a get on his part. So Aegis, you're going to make a death save. It's a success. That's something that Fantasy Grounds kind of rolls automatically when it hits your turn. What I am going to do is I'm probably going to turn that off so that you roll it. Since it's a success this time, we'll keep it. But in the future, when it's your turn, it feels better when you click the button to roll a dice than if the computer just automatically rolls it for you.
Yeah.
Or at least it feels better for me anyway. So let's make sure that I have that set up properly for the next one. And it is Chiang-gan's turn. All right, so she is going to, with her action, she is going to attack Tawasu because he is. She feels he's a more difficult threat. And here we go. Oh, you guys are not doing so good.
No.
All right, Thug 1 with advantage, unfortunately. That's a miss, but it's advantage, so I have to roll it again. Okay, so that's a miss. So that guy misses, and then with disadvantage again, the next guy attacks. Also a miss. So they don't manage to get her. Tawasu's kind of out of range for that. And it's your turn. Go ahead and make a death saving throw. That's a fail. So you're down 1. Chiang-gan kind of glowers and calls out, "Nipoi, bring him back." And she kind of puts a hand on your leg, and your eyes open as she does so, as you feel reinvigorated, and are brought back to consciousness, but still on the ground, and not necessarily being attacked by anyone. Once again, these guys are going to try to murder her. Okay, that's a miss. And again with advantage. Oops, I'll have to take that damage off. Or, oh, it didn't trigger damage. Good. Okay, and another miss. Wow, 15. Almost got her. Tawasu, once again, doesn't know that you're up, so you're prone on the ground, but it is your turn.
All right, I'll stand, which is that's half my movement, right? To stand.
Half your movement to stand.
So I'll stand, and then I will shoot. I've got one more spell. Nope, I'll just attack the guy in front of me.
Okay, so you target him, and go ahead and roll for your attack. Hey, that's a hit. Well done.
Nice.
So go ahead and give us that damage roll. So you've done a little bit of damage to him there, and Chiang-gan is up next. She's going to kind of reach over your head again and try to get Chiang-gan. She's really hoping to finally kind of. There she goes. So with that, she kind of, as you hit the guy in front of you, he kind of.
I'm gonna use my reaction to cast shield. Wait, what was that? The hit was 24, right?
Tawasu.
The swing was 24.
Yes.
That's the roll. Oh, I probably can't. Oh, it's a critical. It's probably not gonna make a difference.
He's attacking Tawasu.
Oh, she's attacking Tawasu. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought it was Tawasu attacking her. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, 24 at Tawasu. So Chiang-gan hits. So yeah, as the thug is kind of like staggered back by your attack, that creates an opening, and she uses that to bring her glaive in and attack. And she is going to go ahead and use Divine Smite.
Nice.
So let's see. That's going to add 2d8 to her roll. So I'm going to start with this damage here for the glaive. So that is 16 points of damage just from the glaive before the divine smite, and then the divine smite comes in and is going to do at least 16 more plus whatever the roll is. Oh wow! So he is very near to death.
Damn.
But it's not quite down. All right. Yeah, so she swings in, and then as like the blade is hitting, she goes, Nipoe! And this like light flares out from the blade and it blows him to the ground and he falls backwards. And the light kind of blinds and the other two guys kind of turn and look. And for their moment of surprise, I'm gonna say that they're gonna lose this turn. So we're gonna bring it back to you. As they kind of stagger and like wipe their eyes and a lot of the kitchen help staff they're running away. They are not into
Smart. I would like to attempt to put my shield in front of me and run into the one guy and push him into the other guy and get them out of the way, kind of to make way for Chiang to get directly at Tawasu.
Okay, go ahead and first we're going to start with an attack roll. Just use just your standard sort of mace attack roll to see if you can hit this guy and knock him into him. So you do, and now let's go ahead and we're going to do an opposed athletics check. So your athletics versus his strength roll.
All right.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, on the plus side, he wasted his 20 against your really bad roll. So it's not like you rolled like a 17 and then like
Right.
and then 20. So he stands his ground, unfortunately. And on Chiang's turn, she is gonna try to press that advantage and get hit Tawasu once again. So wow. She actually
Nice.
managed to dig into him. Let's see if that gets him, because she rolls really well. All right, so he hits the dirt. And he's fallen down. The two guys that are there, they're like, Tawasu! And the first guy kind of jumps back. Go ahead and make an attack of opportunity against him.
Okay.
Chiang will also make that. Oops.
Ouch.
There you go. Roll that damage. Nice. And also Chiang makes an attack as well. She hits him, and this could be bad for him too. Wow. Not quite, but so close. This fellow on his turn steps in. So with his action though, he grabs Tawasu, so he moved 10, so he can move another 10 with Tawasu as he drags Tawasu back. This guy has stepped in and is going to attack Chiang. Knocking into her for 6 points of damage, and she kind of staggers a little bit and grits her teeth. Tawasu is out for the count. Aegis.
How can I monitor her hit points?
So on everyone's token, there is a little dot. And if you'll see it in the bottom right corner of everyone's token area. So there's a little, for you it's like a little yellow dot because you're halfway. A green dot means healthy.
Okay.
It moves from green to red, and then gray is unconscious. So that's
Okay.
that's the most information you'll get. You'll say, oh, she's she looks okay, but also we're level 2, so it goes from green to red almost immediately.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I will. Um, I'm gonna attempt to push this guy out of the way again.
Okay. Go ahead and start with that attack roll just to see if you can hit. All right, so he kind of deflects you off to the side, and he stands his ground there. Chiang is going to try to skewer him with the glaive.
I imagine that I'm making like like struggling noises.
Out of the way, fool! She says, but he manages to dodge that and gets out of the way. This guy, he takes 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, and moves with Tawasu in this direction. This guy is going to start by attacking Chiang, missing, and then he takes a step back into the tunnel, so you can't shove him out of the way anymore. But that does trigger an attack of opportunity from Chiang, and with that she hits him and kind of digs into his side, and he grunts. Aegis.
Let me just check the distance of this. I should have getting used to using my spells. Instant. I guess I think they're too far away. I will cast command on this guy in front of us, and I will say stop.
Okay. So you are going to. Who just went prone?
I think it's just set to that.
Okay, so you have to start with the saving throw though.
Oh, right.
Yep. Oh. So he kind of like pauses for a second, and he shakes his head and grits his teeth and pushes through the spell. All right. Any movement? Anything else?
No, I want to let give way for Chi and Gon.
Okay. So with that, Chiang, she turns and kind of spins around with the glaive, bringing it down on this fella, trying to take him out. He grunts as she glances the glaive off his shoulder, and he kind of staggers and grits his teeth and shoves forward and tries to smash her with his club. Or, well, not her, you, which is still a miss because he's trying to keep in that space. With that, this guy, boop, 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 is dragging Tawasu into this back area. So comes back to you.
I'll take a swing at the guy.
All right. That's a hit. Ooh.
Nice.
You clock him, just kind of bash his kneecap, and you can hear like the cracking of bone as he just staggers and almost falls to a knee, but he just grits his teeth and stands up. He gives like a harried look back to see if he sees anybody down that way.
The old hairy eyeball.
There's a couple of people in the hall you see behind, but they're not stepping forward for whatever reason. They seem to kind of just be watching what's going on. Chiang is gonna follow up here with her glaive. Oh wow, that is another critical. Oh, why did it say 19 critical? I'm not sure.
Maybe she has a
Um,
thing. Got 19 and 20 critical.
yeah, I don't think it's no, because I think it just did a. Oh, I see what I did. I pushed a button that did a thing. Um, but she rolled a 20. So yeah, she just brings that glaive up and then she just sprints right forward and skewers him right in the gut. And then she takes her movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These guys, they as she approaches, you see them kind of ready their weapons, but then she turns down this hall, um, and they're not like following her in that direction. Um, that brings it to the thug's turn, and you hear like this as as he drops into whatever this is here. All right, this guy is bleeding out on the ground here. What is it that you're going to do with your turn?
I'm gonna walk briskly behind Chiang. As I pass this thug, I'll cast Spare the Dying, and I'll say, "You will survive this day, asshole," and keep walking after her.
You can actually move past her if you want, but to there.
Well, I want to stay behind her,
Okay.
at least by a step. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys, they look unsure. They're kind of, like, are you coming back here? What, they don't know what's going on. On Chi and Gan's turn, she approaches the this grate here, and then we'll drop out of initiative for now. So both of you kind of approach that grate. Uh, they must have escaped through here. Help! And she kind of grabs it and she starts trying to pull. And between the two of you, she can make a athletics check with advantage. Or do you want to make it?
I'll let her make it.
Okay. She
I have
makes it.
spaghetti arms.
Yeah. Unfortunately, an 11 is not enough to lift that and pull it out. It actually seems to like it gives, just like a millimeter or so, and then it stops, and so it seems like it's not wedged in. It seems like there's a locking mechanism underneath that has it closed up. Um, damn, they're getting away.
I'll rattle the rattle the gate a little, like frustratedly trying to open it.
All right. Yeah, you give it a go, and and eventually someone does approach from behind. Hey, what are you doing back here?
Do you have the key for this?
Who the hell are you?
Do you have the key for this?
Get out of there. This is no place for you.
I'm still like rattling frustrated.
Ian Gon kind of grabs your shoulder and says, "They're gone. We should go."
Very well. I walk off, frustrated.
As you guys pass over the thug here that's lying here, and the other guy is like looking at you. It's kind of you feel like he's exuding this sort of toughness, like he's someone in authority here, but at the same time, like he seems a little concerned that you might murder him somehow. Um, there's definitely a sort of uncertainty as to what is transpiring back here and who you are, along with Chiangan and her now bloodied Naginata. Um, there's a lot of people with weapons that are kind of congregating around, and it looks like none of them wants to fight with you, um, because none of them wants to get stabbed by her Naginata. But at the same time, if it turns out that you guys fight, they'll all pile on. So it's sort of this tense moment where they're just hoping you just leave. Um, and as she passes over, she kneels down, uh, and she kind of looks up, says, "Aegis, look." And she reaches in around his neck is a thong that and that she kind of pulls forth, and it reveals this sort of disc with an embossed sort of sigil on it, and in your head, immediately, just the word Brajal jumps into your mind.
I say that as I hear it in my head, I unconsciously say, Bajal.
Chiang looks up at you and what does that mean? And with that, we're gonna go ahead and stop our session.
Nice. Well cliffhung.
Yeah, so apparently these guys are followers of Brajal, and that has something to do with what Tawasu was up to. So, yep, there was that. A little bit more manipulation of the tools, getting to use some of your effects, and seeing how that works, and sort of kind of developing a little bit more about Aegis's personality and his sort of uncertainty and what he's doing. Yeah, you got any notes or?
No, that was great. Great way to end it. Like, great way to. I was ready to keep like going forward, and like I was like, oh, that's where we have to stop it. That was a good cliffhanger.
I was so she took Tawasu down, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Like I like if you kill him, if you guys kill him, you kill him. You know, if you get him, you get him. But at the same time, I like that's not what I'm kind of hoping for. And so like the guy was trying to escape, and then she almost got him too, the guy that was trying to drag her away. And so I managed, the other guy. And then you were trying to shove him out of the way. And I was like, no, I don't want Chiang to like be able to chase straight in, because she would have killed him on the next hit for sure.
Yep.
So then I was like, this guy needs to back into the hole. He can't do that.
The picture that it paints though is hilarious to me. Like she's like doing brutal bloody murder, and Aegis is just like like trying
You're
so hard
trying to shove
and
him out of the way.
failing to push them out of the way.
Yeah. She. So yeah, the divine smite. It's such a powerful ability.
Brutal ability, yeah.
2d8, but then we're using the when we're using the improved critical system, that really makes that power stand out, because what happens is all the dice get doubled and you get max on the first. So that is I mean, the minimum damage she's going to do there is like almost 30 points of damage minimum.
Yeah, that's why paladins are crazy at high level. Like those smites, they're out of hand.
Yeah, and especially with our critical. So if she get, that's like it almost makes you never want, if you're using the improved critical system, it makes you never want to use your divine smite until you get that critical, and then you're just like doing it.
Over.
Like
Fight a dragon.
Whack. So yeah. Once again, this is a battle map that I created, so this will be available for our Patreons to use as well, for whatever purpose they want to use it for. And yeah, I had fun. Glad you did. And now you've caught up, and with Randy, and your next prelude is going to be with Randy here in Beiwikiph. And yeah, that's our session. That's our prelude. We've now got 8. Have we done 8 preludes now? Yeah, that was we have. Exciting. So
Yep.
we'll see
Get it
you
done.
and next time with Randy, and see where we go from here. Exciting. Take it easy. Thanks everyone for joining us.
See you guys.